finale of this event, let me call the Director of TAPI, Engineer Edgar Garcia.
First of all, allow me to give you a brief background or history of how the Regional Invention Contest and Exhibit started. On April 28, 1992, the Republic Act 7459 was enacted. This is known as the Inventors and Invention Incentives Act of the Philippines. Among the many incentives stipulated in the Act includes cash rewards as prizes in the National Invention Contest and Exhibits, which we call NICE, tax incentives and exemptions in the commercializations of inventions, invention-related assistance fund for the development and protection of inventions through intellectual property applications, inventors' guarantee funds for the full commercialization of inventions, among others. Under the law, TAPI was mandated to allocate 12% of our MOOE or maintenance and operating expenses to create another programs that are not actually in line with commercialization. This is primarily for the development, prototype assistance, which are actually steps towards full commercialization. Through the RICE, we are going to promote these programs of assistance of TAPI. Based on the history of NICE, when the law was enacted until 2008, there is only one invention contest held nationwide. And this one invention contest is already the National Invention Contest. There are no regional, there are no clusters, but all entries coming from the regions are forwarded to TAPI for preliminary screening. So you will know already the problems encountered by TAPI in evaluation. The evaluation process is made by or done by selected industry practitioners who will pre-screen and eventually finalize as a finalist for the National Invention Contest, which is actually evaluated and actually being judged by the members of the screening committee of RA 7459 as mandated or as provided by law. It means to say that in every national invention contest, the screening committee members are supposed to be the judges of this particular invention contest. The committee is composed of representatives of the Department of Trade and Industry through the Intellectual Property Office, the Department of Agriculture, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Department of Finance. These are all actually nominated to the Department of Science and Technology, and actually a special order is created for this. As I have mentioned, all entries from the regions are forwarded to TAPI. But unfortunately, many of these entries coming the far-flung regions could not reach TAPI on time. Hence, by default, hindi na po sila nakakasali. Why? During those times, you know how long will it take a post, mga ordinary mail to reach TAPI? And at the same time, because of the bulk of documents to be submitted, it is high cost on the part of those who will apply. Hence, in 2009 and 2010, we came up with a clustering approach. This way, we could possibly expand the participations of the regions. When we try to create clusters composed of 4 clusters, namely the North Luzon, South Luzon clusters, and Visayas and Mindanao regions. Meaning to say that all the 16 regions of the country are clustered into 4. Hence, these cluster regions will try to conduct another invention contest for their respective winners, so that this will be their finalists for the National Invention Contest. However, this is also very difficult on the part of because of our limited budget, we still have to allocate. Hence, we requested the central office to assist us in this particular case. The advantage of this, many of the regions actually had a chance, a bigger chance of winning the National Invention Contest. Unlike before, most of the winners are coming from Metro Manila and nearby regions, meaning to say Region 3 and Region 4 and NCR are mostly the winners for this particular invention contest. But due to assistance of the Department of Science and Technology and wants also to expand the participations, then the Regional Invention Contest in 2009 started in 2011. However, we encountered some kinds of issues there. If we are going to conduct the Regional Invention Contest yearly, almost all the same entries are actually being entered. And so there is no chance for those students or for those researches or inventions to be further improved for the National Invention Contest. And because of limited funds, of course, we have to make it already every other year. So 2011, 2013, 2015 are the Regional Invention Contest, while 2012, 2014 will be our National Invention Contest. The winners of the 2011 will be the finalists for the 2012. Hence, students or researchers who were judged winners could still further improve their entries when they entered already the National Invention Contest. We have several winners in different categories, and most of these particular entries are coming from the student sectors, particularly the Cibol High School and Cibol College. RICE is our way of promoting invention and inventiveness to our studentry because they are our future inventors and innovators. Hence, we have to sustain innovations, the innovation ecosystem, through this students' participation. Based on the students' participation, we could also increase our filings for IP protection. For the last few years, our situations in the Global Innovation Index actually was stagnated at the 73rd position. But because of our massive promotion within the DOST, promote intellectual property, I think the contributions also of the academic sectors in protecting their IPs help in actually improving the standing of the Philippines from the 73rd position to the 54th position. 19 steps po, and we are one of the countries that are well acknowledged by World Intellectual Property Office for their great performance in the innovation ecosystem. Okay, let's give a big hands for our participation today. As noted earlier, we have different programs. Allow me to give you some of our programs that you could possibly enter to all the participants, particularly students. The first step is to intellectual property protection, meaning your IP or your research results that were exposed right now would barely have 1 year to protect. Meaning to say that you have to protect now because you have exposed already your research results and eventually you have barely 1 year to protect them. Otherwise, baka pumakuhan ng smarter than you. So, okay, so that's one. IP protection for those who have not IP protected. Another assistance is more on prototype development, meaning to say that if you have filed your IPs already and you want to make a good prototype or a working prototype, then TAPI has also a funding support for that. Once you have created your own prototype and want to improve it further, then you could also be assisted by TAPI to come up with what we call commercial model, commercial prototype. So these are the three steps for pre-commercialization. Then once you have already had a pre-commercial prototype and have a client already who is willing to buy your model, then we could possibly finance you for the full commercialization. Hence, from the generation to protection to commercialization, TAPI has a string of assistance that we could possibly provide to our inventors and innovators. So for those who are winners or losers, everyone here is a winner. Even though if you did not win in any of the categories, you are still qualified to apply for the different programs of TAPI. So with this, I would like to encourage each and everyone to avail of our assistance program. And for those who are actually winners, you have all the chance to become winners in the National Invention Contest, and we have a major support in travel assistance outside of the country for the winners in the National Invention Contest. With this, thank you very much for listening, and congratulations to the winners of this particular contest.